What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. Today we're going over Dragon Link. This deck's been around since about 2017. It's a very popular deck. It doesn't seem like the deck that ever dies. It is the Eternals deck. This deck has been doing quite well at locals. Shout out to Max for this deck list, by the way. I wasn't able to do it at the event. He's on mid-dome currently, so we're going to be doing the deck list for him. We're back at the lab. I am playing the cards. This is a 40-card list. There's options that you guys can change. But, yeah, we'll be diving in. Starting off with the 3 Lubellions, this card, absolutely crazy. I know some people are cutting down the 2 because they don't want to be seeing it, but I feel like this card's an absolutely 3 of. Then we are playing the Solemn at 3 as well. The only 2 Bystials that are at 3, unfortunately the rest of them are at 1, not because of the ban list other than this one. We're playing 1 Magnemite. If we could play more than 1, we would. We're playing 1 Druisworm and then 1 Baldrake. These being paired up a lot of the time, it felt absolutely crazy, being able to like summon them back and then pop this, pop that. Or I guess summon this, summon that, activate the effect, send this. You're able to get like, if it's against tier, you're absolutely winning. It's like 3 interruptions essentially. And then, with the regain, you get able to put it back. Same thing with Magnemite. If you can get Magnemite in rotation, especially with your seals, it can come back every turn with like this, or as well as the effect of the regain. So absolutely amazing, being able to summon it during your opponent's turn, getting the effect to search feels absolutely crazy. It feels like the card's not at 1. That's it for the Bystials. Now we are on the Seyfert. This is like the Chaos engine. Seyfert also gets you into your Bystial Lubellion, which can let you search. And then we are playing the 1 black, 1 white, and then the 1 Levianeer. I don't think this has ever changed. You need like your normal summons. You're playing 3 Seyferts and 3 black dragons. So this will be able to get you like your 6 normal summons, which is very consistent. You could absolutely cut down on one of the blacks, but we're not playing it. We want to play consistently. So that's really it. And, I feel like you absolutely have to with Chaos Space, still being at 1, be able to loop these was absolutely amazing for those recurrence. Then we're on the Rocket. We are on the 2 Tracer, 1 Recharger, 1 Caliper, and the 1 Apps Router. You could absolutely play 2 Recharger over the 1 Caliper, but we are playing the 1 Caliper there. The tuner doesn't really come up, but it is an extender a lot of the times as well, so it feels nice, and you not want to have the double. A lot of times you won't be using the Recharger effect on the Striker Dragon, but it does come up still, so it's important to note. And the Apps Router can be used in the extender as well, which happens to come up a lot. It seems like it's in our hands through testing. Now for the last engine, we are on the 3 Black Metal and then the 1 Red Ice Metal. We're not playing the level 6 and the Gamma and Driver. I'm not Josh Kirby, so I unfortunately cannot be drawing the Gamma most of the times, but it is a package you guys could be playing as well. As well as if you want to, you can cut this down for like a Cobb with the Grave or something like that. But we really want to be consistent, so drawing the 6 cards feels absolutely nice. You have a chance of seeing 1 out of those 6 for the normal summons. Just feels absolutely amazing. Then for the hand traps, we are on the 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, and the 3 Nib. This is the most standard. You have 9 cards, so you can absolutely play the best hand trap in the game, the only hand trap that doesn't stop, that doesn't play you into talents, and then Nib being a board breaker. You could also play Droll instead of the Nib. This being a light ends up being better for your deck as well, and just being always like generic. If you're not playing Nib in the main, you play it in the side and you play Droll. We've said that all week, and we're going to keep saying it every time. Now for the spells, we're on the 1 Boot Sector Launch, mandatory, 1 Dragon Ravine, mandatory as well, and the 3 Chaos, or Quick Launches Chaos Space. I wish we could play 3 Chaos Space, but unfortunately we cannot. This is a super mandatory. Ends up getting you your starters being Tracer, as well as, not being once per turn, so if you can open multiple of these, you can just quick launch multiple times. It just feels absolutely free. And then last but not least, we are playing the 1 Regained and then the 1 Chaos Space. Can I end up hitting this deck to 1? I don't understand why. Chaos Space is a broken card, but it just feels so great when you have this act for the effect, like discard Apps Router, and be able to search. Just feels absolutely incredible. Or discarding Solemn, you can search for a Lubellion, just feels absolutely amazing as well. Chaos Space is probably one of the best cards ever printed, to be honest, at least for Chaos decks. That's an even 40, but now moving on into our extra deck. We're on the 1 Striker Dragon. This card's also at 1. A lot of these cards are at 1, which is kind of funny. This deck just keeps getting hit on the ban list, but it keeps coming back. It is the Eternal deck once again. We're on the 1 Pisty, the last of the guard dragons that have not been hit. To be honest, if this card does get hit, it's going to be absolutely hilarious. This helps you bring back, if you banish like a Magnamut, you can actually bring it back as well, getting the effect, which can come up a lot of the times as well. We are on the 2 seals. I know this card is actually a lot of the time being a 1 of, but we are playing the 2 of it because it is our flex spot. And as I am not a best Dragon Link player, a lot of the time I want to go like for my seals and then continue the play. And seals pass always isn't that bad. Then we're on the 1 Romulus, the 1 IP, as well as the SP Little Knight. Unicorn has been now cut for the SP Little Knight because SP Little Knight is absolutely insane. Going IP into SP just feels absolutely crazy. There's not really much else. Yes, you do lose. It's no longer a Link 3, but it just feels absolutely incredible being able to get that 2 interruptions rather than 1, which feels incredible. As well as, you know, being able to banish 1 card in the graveyard as well, rather than like spin back 1 card on the field, just is worth it to me without the discard as well. And moving on, we also have the 1 Dark Charmer. This is a mandatory in the Dark deck. You'll be able to summon out any of like your opponent if you're playing it versus tier. I don't think this deck ever doesn't come up. I know I was testing against PK online, and this being able to take out one of like the really good cards. Just do not take a Rusty. I ended up taking the Rusty, and I forgot that it could not be used as Link material, and that really costed me a hefty part of the game. I just had a Rusty sitting there for absolutely no reason. And then we're on the Triple Burst as well as Access Code. I should just move these across. So we're on the Triple Burst. I think it's, once again, like everyone knows, it is a mandatory piece in the deck. Triple Burst, you know, helps you get your arrows. We're on the Access Code as well. It helps you get over big stuff. And the Borderland as well as the Underworld Goddess. So this is another option a lot of people are not playing, but I find that a lot of the time, like, you end up making it super easily, and it helps you get like over like Purely as well as some of those like Psychic and Punisher if you're playing against those rogue decks, or like you always have like a little sneaky deck that comes up around like I guess not Infernoble, but like against one of those like sneaky stuff that ended up making a board like Adagnister or anything else. It just helps you clear the board very easily, and then you have a big body on the field. This deck has no problem swarming the field as well. That's it for the links. You could absolutely cut that if you wanted to for like one of the copies of Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, but we're unfortunately not playing that. We are playing a Borlord Savage Standard, Baron as well as Standard, and then the Dispater here for our 15th card. I don't think anything really would change. You know, you could absolutely cut some of these cards in the deck. If you guys want to know your flex spots, your second seal is a flex spot. And then, of course, the Honorable Goddess and the Axial Talker. Truly, I believe that the Axial Talker should be mandatory, but if you really wanted to, you could cut either of these for any other cards. Depends what your play style is like. I know people will be like, oh, why are you not playing Beast? So I'm going to talk about Beast here while we're in the duel, or while we're in the video, rather than, me explaining it afterwards in the comment section. Beast is not the greatest, going second at all, and it feels always bad being able to draw. Yes, you will have the chance, putting it on the field with the Lubellion, but unfortunately, Lubellion, a lot of the time, wants to be able to put the Regained onto the field. If you have already everything set up and you're able to dump off Sorenir, you can dump the Regained. Then Lubellion can put the Beast onto the field, and Beast can always put back the Regained. It just doesn't feel that great because you get just one form of interaction, which is a pop, which is great, but having that extra brick in the deck just feels not very optimal. And unfortunately, when drawing it a lot of times than others, if you really wanted to, you could play you could play Beast. I just don't really find this very good. But unfortunately, the deck isn't that great this format either. It is a combo deck that you can be playing, and you have to be very well with your combos. But unfortunately, Super Poly is causing havoc and just taking over a lot of decks right now. So, this deck will always hard to lose to Super Poly, which is kind of unfortunate, but what's going to be the deal? But if you guys want to play this deck, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will always love this deck as well. It will always be the deck that comes back around. When you see that maybe Super Poly will leave the format, this deck will come up and take a lot of wins. But I think it's going to be taking a backseat to Infernoble and Vanadium right now because they're just able to set up better boards for less. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe when you see some more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.